back to dicing with death, everybody. I believe my aunt is leaning over her son.
Yeah, she's grieving hard. The boy you've come here to save is clearly dead. Maybe
Auntie,
if you'd been a little bit faster, or maybe he was beyond hope.
Auntie, how long has Heinrich been in your employ?
Heinrich, he's been here for ages, longer than I have.
Something odd about him. Is he mute?
Yes, but don't ask him about it.
Well, it's not like he could say anything either. Come now, come. You must be grieving. Let me take you to your room. I go and put an arm around my aunt and
You
help her to her room.
you can save him, right? You have the gift.
He's beyond saving. He's with the gods now.
I'm not very good at role playing crying women, but
Well, okay. She cries.
she sobs. You take her across the hall into. You
Um,
eventually find her bedroom.
okay. One of the things I'd like to do, as I'm putting my arm around her shoulder, is I want to get the. I've got long sleeves on. Never mind, that won't work. Well, actually, I'll like walk her down the room hall. I won't keep my arm on my shoulder the whole way. I'll take it off, but as I do, I want to slide it across her, across the back of her neck, to see if the back of her neck is warm or if she too is cold as rock.
Roll a perception check.
17.
No, I think you just aren't able to get a get a
Okay.
feel of her neck. I
All
mean,
right.
she's got this big fruity dress and
Okay. Fair enough.
out.
Um, Auntie, where is everyone else? Where's your husband? The other servants?
Um, why it's well, my husband is I think in his study, and Heinrich's all we have. I know he isn't. Well,
This is a very large house for 4 people.
well, there's the cook, but
Uh huh. Well, don't worry about
thinking
anything.
my husband tells me that in its heyday, this was a thriving manor house. We had dozens of servants and men at arms, but times have been peaceful and difficult.
Of course.
Slowly, he had to let them go. This was all before my time.
How long have the two of you been wed? I don't remember.
She sort of wipes some tears from her eyes. I think it's been maybe 12 years now.
And it's always just been the 3 of you and then the 4 of you and
Four. I don't know. The servants keep to themselves. I don't pay them much mind.
no. Rest now. I will see what I will spend some time in prayer. Do you have a small temple here somewhere?
Uh,
Maybe a prayer room?
I just pray at my bed.
Okay, no
Oh,
sanctuaries.
usually over Randall's bed these days. Oh God. Oh.
I leave her to grieve by
Her
herself.
weeping in the fetal position in the bed.
I begin to explore the manor house looking for the study where the supposed husband is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You yeah, you cross the hallway.
Hmm.
There's like a couple of doors on the left, one door at the end of the hall. all closed.
I just open each one as I go. If it's not what I'm looking for, I close it and move on to the next.
Yeah. So the first one's a small closet. Um, the second opens up into a large library. Uh, Walls packed high with books. Window looks south along the moors. Uh, there's a desk.
This looks like a study to me.
Yeah, the ceiling goes up higher than this most of the rest of the second story.
I
Yeah, it looks like a study.
I step in, start looking around. Is there a person in here?
You see no person.
I go over to the desk and run a finger across it and inspect for dust.
It's covered in dust.
This hasn't been used in probably months.
That's what you'd gather.
Hmm. Are there any papers out on the desk?
Um, yeah. There's some stacks of papers, also covered with dust.
I read the top paper. I just skim it. If it says anything about illnesses, sickness, are there any worries or
No,
concerns? Is there?
no. It's concerning a debt. It sounds like someone asking
No,
your aunt's husband for money.
I ignore it entirely. Um, hmm. I go through the drawers looking for any sets of keys that I might be able to find.
Um, no keys, and some vials of ink, a dagger, um, more papers.
Actually, I'll slip one of the vials of ink into one of my belt pouches.
Sure. You
Uh,
find a pouch with some coins in it.
Ooh, you know what? I'll just take the pouch with coins, and I'm
Mhm.
going to put the vial of ink in my yellow sand.
Say what?
I'm putting the vial of ink because it needs to sit in a container, and I don't have
Okay.
a open pouch, so I put it in my yellow sand. I'm actually keeping track of exactly how many pouches I have, instead of like
Okay.
mystical disappearing, reappearing pouches.
There's 13 gold coins in the pouch.
Okay. And I take a quill and I just put it. I open my spell book, put it in the spell book, and close the book over it.
Hmm.
Um, and if I can find some writing sand, the sand that you dry blotted spilled ink with, I'll I'll take that. If it's in a bag, I'll take it. If it's in a bag, if it's not in a bag, if it's in like a little container, I'll take the container and slip it in a pocket.
Um, you find some like on a bookshelf nearby in a small bowl.
Ugh, bowl. Fuck it, I leave it. I don't. I need more pouches. One of these days, I'll just go buy a shit ton of pouches and put stuff in them. Um, okay, I head downstairs and look for Heinrich outside.
How long has it been? You look outside. Fancy is gone. Heinrich's probably walking back up through the garden at this point,
Okay.
around the side of the house, limping and dragging his leg behind him.
Heinrich, would
Hmm.
you please take me to the last place you saw um, Lord Marmal?
He meets your gaze with, yeah, with his cold, dead eyes, and studies you for a moment.
To the very last place you saw him.
Hmm. He nods his head and gestures you to follow him around the house. At this point, the drizzle's coming down and it's grown overcast. You see a fog sweeping in below.
Okay. I follow him around.
He takes you around the back of the house, through the garden, and amongst a series of graves.
That's what I thought.
Oh, that violin came in at the perfect time. And he leads you to a fresh mound of dirt.
How long ago was this? Days? Weeks? Months?
He shrugs.
Years? Months. Okay. I stand over the grave for a moment. I look at the graves beside his grave.
Mm-hmm.
I look for names on the placards.
They're actually unmarked spots. Well, would they have?
Specifically, I'm looking for
Yeah,
Jeannie's grave.
yeah. There's a spot for Jeannie's grave. Uh,
But is it like
no, the earth. There's grass
okay?
over the earth.
It's not like she's okay. Is it? I turn back to Heinrich. Is it just the two of you in the house?
He shakes his head.
You know Randolph is dead too.
He shrugs.
Take me to whoever else is here. My aunt is asleep. Randolph is in his bed. We'll need to dig a grave for him later. I know you can't speak, so just take me to the other person that's here so I can talk to them.
All right. He shrugs and drags his lame leg behind him to the back of the house.
Mm-hmm.
You see an open door on the east side of the building. It's daylight, so there's no light lit inside. As you approach, you hear a steady chop, 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 chop.
What spells did I memorize today? Right, I have one Orison and a color spray.
Chop, chop.
1 sec. Guys, healing magic sense. When I get outside of this door, I will use my Orison and cast Magic Sense. If there is a persistent spell effect or magical item within 10 yards, the priest feels a recognizable tingle or sensation of some kind.
Magic sense. Where do you cast it?
I just 10 yards around me.
While you're in the graveyard?
No. When we get to the door, right here, this chopping.
Okay. You don't detect anything. It's 10 yards.
10 yards.
You know what? Yeah, yes. You detect some faint magic. You don't get anything about it though, right?
No,
It's
just,
like
that there is magic sense.
Yeah. There's some magic about.
Okay, I glance behind me. It's just an open field, right? Just
There's witchcraft afoot. It's like an untended garden.
Right. But it doesn't look like there would be anything magical in the garden.
Who knows? There's statues. There's all these dead plants.
Are the graves more than
Empty
10
fountains.
yards away from me?
Yes, they are. They were on like the far side. They were like on the outskirts of the garden.
So I'm not like picking up some magic item that's been buried with somebody.
No.
All right, it's probably
You're basically you're next to the house, and maybe there's a statue or two nearby. But
okay. I motion for Heinrich to open the door.
The door is wide open.
Oh.
You're like.
Is Heinrich just standing outside, or did he go in?
He's standing outside.
I step in. What building is this? Did you say it was a greenhouse?
No, this is the main building, the main house.
Okay.
There's like a back door on the far east side.
I step in.
You step into a pantry.
It's probably just the cook. It's just the cook, Neil. You're freaking out, man. It's fine.
There's a couple of rows of shelves with like boxes and barrels and things.
Okay.
You can see through it's sort of obscured, but you can see a kitchen through the shelf to your right. You walk to the end of the shelf,
Mm-hmm.
right, and you peer into the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and you see the back of a very large man.
I say, good
His,
sir, are you the cook?
the cook lifts a cutting board, scrapes whatever was on it into a massive pot to his right, and turns to face you. He towers well over 6 feet tall, and he's got a shaved head. He's wearing a white gray apron that's just covered with red stains. And in his hand, he's holding a massive meat cleaver, shining silver.
I glance around the cutting board to see if there's any scraps of meat lying about the counter he was working on, and if so, if I can identify them.
It looks like whatever he was working on, he just slid into the pot.
Okay. No. There's no like rat tails lying about on the counter.
I'm the cook. Who the bloody hell are you? Heinrich, what is this?
I'm Genie Salwag, nephew to the madam.
Can I help you? He smirks, showing a gold tooth.
Can you tell me the nature, how my aunt has been lately? She seems not quite herself.
I haven't spoken to the missus in weeks.
And the mister?
Shakes his head.
What are you making for dinner?
Stew.
What sort of stew?
Meat.
Lovely. Lovely. Well, you'll be making for 2, 3 if you want to eat, 4 if you want Heinrich to eat.
Heinrich needs his strength.
Yes.
Boy's got a big appetite. He laughs, and Heinrich sort of gives this sort of sickening, wheezing laugh from behind you.
I gaze into the cook's eyes. Do they have that same kind of cold, distant feel that Heinrich's does? Or...
No, he seems a little sharper.
Okay.
His eyes are sort of a gray blue, but no, he looks smarter than he's no. I think I use the same adjectives too much. Everyone here has cold, dead eyes. That wasn't necessarily intended.
Okay. I look back to. I say, well, good on you, man. Heinrich, would you take me to my horse? I need to put some items back in her saddlebags.
He grunts and leads you to a stables offset from the house, just around the east side of the building. So it's like you go out the door, turn right, and there's a stable.
Okay. I will tuck the vial of ink and the quill in her saddlebags.
All right. When you turn, Heinrich is no longer there.
Okay. Well, there's something foul afoot. I'm going to go back and visit my aunt. Where's the spooky music? I liked that. I think it stopped of its own accord. Do do do.
Oh, I stopped it.
Oh, okay. I head back to see my aunt. I head upstairs to her room. I open the door very quietly.
She's asleep. Still curled up in the fetal position on top of the blankets.
I walk over and put a hand on her forehead.
She's not dead.
Okay, thank God. But there's definitely something strange going on here. Whatever's going on, it's staying hidden for the time being, and I want to figure out what it is before I let it know that I'm onto it. I start going through her stuff in the room. I look on the dresser, on the vanity, on just all the surfaces to see if there's anything that stands out like it wouldn't belong, or something that stands out like it has
Roll a perception
an
check.
unusual presence here.
Roll a perception check.
Yeah. 28. I'm looking for maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure what, like a totem of some significance, or like a.
No, you don't. No, I mean she's got a writing desk tucked in the side of this room. Aside from that, there's a couple of dressers that are just packed with dated dresses.
There's an evil somewhere in this house. I need my holy symbol. What is it? Late in the day?
It's afternoon at this point.
Okay.
There's a rumbling in your belly.
Yeah, I head downstairs to some sort of parlor. Actually, no, I go to the study.
Mhm.
Clear off the desk. Look for a pad of paper. I guess they don't have pads of paper back then. I look for a
Stacks of
blank
paper.
book or something.
There's blank paper on the desk.
I'm actually going to look for a journal or a notebook that I could write in.
Sure. You don't find a fresh one, but you found one that, like a set of ledgers,
Okay.
finances or something.
I fold all the finance papers in half and crease it pretty hard, and then start fresh on the first blank page. And I want to I jot down my notes. I just know everything that happened. I came here. I found the child. The child was dead, not moving. Aunt didn't realize it. After forcing her to confront it, she broke down crying, said that her husband was around somewhere in the study. I put her to bed. The study was empty, covered with dust. I had the Heinrich, the mute dwarf, take me to to where he last saw the master. He took me to a graveyard. I went to see the cook. I detected some strange magic in the area, but I could not pinpoint its location. The cook had a gold tooth, was making stew, saw to my horse, put away some items.
The cook did not see to your horse.
No, I saw to my horse.
Chat thought we were reading fancy stew.
Oh, thank God you're not. That would have pissed me off and terrified me. Checked on my aunt. She does have a temperature. She is alive, but the dwarf strikes me as odd. There's something about him that I can't quite place. I don't like it. The cook, I don't trust either, but maybe that's just because he confronted me, and I hate it when people do that. After jotting my notes down, I sit back, muse for a moment, and then I write down, I want to go inspect the basement and the attic. Leave the book open for the ink to dry, and go looking for the basement.
Um, where do you look for the basement?
Well, when I walked around the house, did I see any cellar doors?
Roll an intelligence check.
Whoops, that's the wrong thing.
That's
It's the same roll, but yeah, 22. It
okay.
should have been a.
You think you saw a staircase off the kitchen?
I head back to the kitchen
Mm-hmm.
and go to the staircase.
Okay. Do you hear the? Actually, the chopping's done. But you see the cook in the kitchen as you peer down that open door.
Okay, I poke my head in
Between
the kitchen,
shelves.
watch just for like 2 seconds before I speak up to see
He's
if
like
he's
standing over the pot, giving it a stir.
okay. Good sir, I'm a little peckish. Could you put together a sandwich or something for me before dinner?
He turns and faces you and just gives you a stare and a snarl, and he's, right away, master.
Thank you. Good boy.
And he slowly turns and walks to another counter.
I head down the staircase into the basement.
And you walk down the staircase. It looks more like a pantry than a basement. It's a small room, maybe 10 feet wide, 30 feet long. I guess that's not that small. Filled with barrels and boxes and things.
Okay, I just peruse around, look, see if there's anything out of place, anything that smells bad. Are there any?
Roll a
Draws my
perception
sense.
check. I mean, yeah, roll a perception check. It does. It smells pretty bad down here.
20 total.
You aren't able to place anything in particular. There's a lot of boxes, a lot of barrels, but it smells like something went bad.
Okay, that's fine. I head back up and step out into the kitchen. I say, excuse me, I didn't quite catch your name, cook.
He looks over and he says, "It's Morris. Sandwich is ready.
Thank you. Well, what type is it?
Stew. Stew sandwich."
I take the plate and look at the sandwich. Does it look?
It looks like he took a hunk of bread, put some of the stew on it, put another piece of bread on top of it. The bread's kind of soaked up the liquid part of the stew.
Delightful. I give it a sniff in front of him. I take a bite and take the sandwich with me as I move on.
Yeah, it tastes like it's not quite ready. The meat's tough and chewy. It's pretty unappetizing.
Say, Morris, has anything unusual been going on around here lately? Anything out of the ordinary?
Nah, this place is picture perfect.
I want you to be serious with me here, Morris. What's been happening around here? Tell me of the local color.
Gray.
You are a chatty one.
If you're looking for conversation, you should go see Heinrich.
Yes. Do you know how long Heinrich has worked here?
Oh, likely longer than I've been alive, but maybe you should ask him.
Right. I wander off. I don't know what to do. I think I'm gonna rest for the. I jot down notes. Attic basement was empty. I'm gonna go find the attic.
Mhm.
I look for the attic. I don't presume there's gonna be anything in there, but I look if I can find one.
Yeah, roll a perception check. Hey, you're able to find an attic off this first story. There's like a pull string.
Natural 20.
Um, yeah, so you're rooting around the attic, and you find like a small hole in like the back corner of the attic. It's only about that big,
Mm-hmm.
but it looks. I mean, looks like it's like been cut or rough. I guess not cut, but like I don't know, dug into the wood.
How deep is it?
I mean, it looks like it goes beneath the floorboards.
I poke my head down into the floorboards.
Your head is beneath the floorboards. It's like I mean, it's
What do I
like
see?
a empty space. I mean, like gaps between the walls.
But it's like a perfect circle, right?
No, I mean it's roughly carved.
Does it look like it's been chewed away or carved with a saw or carved with a knife?
Any of those things? Probably, if it was a tool, it was probably a coarser instrument.
Hmm. I go downstairs, fetch a lit candle, bring it back up, and tear up one of the floorboards that it digs into,
Mm-hmm.
and shine the light. Look, see what's down there.
You don't see anything in particular. I mean, it just looks like a hole cut in that would allow access
To
to
what?
the floorboards.
I start digging up
Oh,
floorboards, many floorboards in that area.
okay. I think this is how you spend your evening, just tearing the attic apart.
Yeah.
Um, at some point, your aunt sort of wanders up and she says, "Honey, what are you doing up there? You woke me."
Oh, I'm so sorry.
The attic is like right above
Mhm.
her bedroom.
I I thought I saw something scamper into one of these boards, and I was trying to rut it out. My apologies.
It's so
Will
late. Do come to bed.
dinner first. Um, will your husband be joining us for dinner today?
No, he usually takes it in his study.
I see. I see. Um, I guess I go with her to dinner.
Yeah. I mean, so in tearing apart the attic, you do find like another hole of similar size broken
Hmm.
in somewhere else. So it looked,
Hmm.
yeah. Does that make sense? I mean, so like you tear up a floorboard and then like going down or like sideways into the wall, there's
Hmm.
another hole.
Yeah, so something that lived in the walls could come up into the attic, and vice
Yeah.
versa.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, so over dinner, I guess I just make small talk, and then I ask my aunt at the end of it if she would like to go for a walk, a post-dinner stroll through the gardens to settle the stomach.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of talk over dinner. She's distant.
It's fine. I don't want to say much.
Yeah. All right. She'll go on a walk with you if you'd like.
I ask her to
Actually,
find
yeah,
a
it's clean.
candelabra and take it with us. I leave
Okay.
my shield behind, although I probably shouldn't. It would just be really awkward to walk around with a shield and my aunt.
Strap it to
Like,
your back or something.
yeah, I leave it on my back. I have her grab the candelabra, and I'll grab one of my own. Um, and I will take a slow stroll with her, kind of the same way that Heinrich took me, and I want to make it right back to the graves.
Yeah. Roll a perception check.
28.
All right. Let's save that for. I mean, you'll notice at some point during this
Okay.
scene. Describe. I mean, what you like. Show her the grave, and you're like,
I walk, making small talk with her, mostly talking to her about the things that have been happening with her family back at home. Um, and I ask her how, as we're approaching the graves, I say, "So, when was the last time?" Well, I presume your husband works fairly late these days.
mm-hmm.
Do you remember the last time he came to bed?
Why? Couldn't have been more than a few nights ago.
Yeah. Did he seem to be in what sort of mood did he seem to be in? I want to say this like as we're approaching the graves, and I'm not going to draw her attention to the grave itself, but I want to like stop in front of it and keep this conversation going for a little bit. What mood did he seem to be in?
Oh, I do love my husband so.
Yes, but his temperament, has he been troubled? Has there been something going on?
I suppose he's always been a troubled man. He has such responsibilities.
What are his responsibilities?
Why managing this manor and all of its grounds?
Doesn't look like there's many people here to manage.
Well, not now.
So what keeps him up?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him?
I turn and look at the grave and shine bring the candelabra down to illuminate the inscription on it.
Bum bum bum. Takes a while for her to register, and I think now you notice a small figure scurrying down the side of that building, making it to the ground and then scampering off into the moors.
What sort of creature did I see?
It's dark. Small.
Like it was crawling on all
Maybe
fours,
medium.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't say
Probably.
anything. I look to the ant.
Mm-hmm.
What does she do when she sees the grave?
She's in like stunned silence, like trying to. Who disturbed his? What's? I don't know that we need to roleplay this out, but she has another shocking realization.
Auntie, I think it's time you come home. And I don't mean to the manor here. Why don't you come visit us for a while? We'll pack your things and leave at first light. I'll see to all the details here.
I suppose I could get away from this dreary place for a while. But Randolph will have to come too. He's simply too young to be without his mother.
Auntie, Randolph is dead.
But you'll fix him. You'll make it right.
He's dead.
You always were so gifted.
I put a hand on her shoulder and shake her roughly and then slap her in the face and say, they're dead. They're both dead. They're not coming back. You need to realize this. You're going to come to live with your sister, and you're leaving these troubles behind.
All right, cue the crying, cue the breakdown.
Okay.
What do you do? What do you?
I drag her
Put her
back
to
to her
bed.
room, put her in bed, and look around for Heinrich if I can find him. Or the cook. Either one if they're still around.
Where do you look?
I look in the kitchen to see if the cook's still cleaning up after dinner.
No, he's left it a mess, and the lights are off. The door was closed, but none of the doors stay locked around here. No one is in the kitchen.
I don't know where these people... They just disappear. These servants, they just vanish into the air. Okay, I put her to bed. I
She's
go
already
to I go to Randall's room. I throw him over my shoulder. Head out to the barn.
You go to Randall's room, and the bed is empty.
I head into the kitchen.
I guess you had it covered. I mean, so you pull
Yeah, pull the sheet
pull the
back.
sheets off, and there's nothing there. I should have built up the suspense there.
Yeah.
Roll a perception check.
Natural 20.
Yeah, the sheet's warm in your hand.
Warm?
Warm.
I don't know what that means. I feel the bed.
The bed's also warm.
Like warm as if someone's been lying in it, or unusually warm.
No, warm as if someone had been lying in it up until recently.
I run to the study.
Empty.
I feel the seat.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Wood.
I take the candelabra in hand and creep over to my aunt's room and creak open the door and peer in.
Yeah, she's right where you put her.
Is there another figure in bed beside her?
No. Your aunt's alone. She's not asleep, actually. She's like sitting curled up in bed, rocking back and forth.
I'm gonna leave her. I head to the kitchen.
Yeah.
I
Back to the kitchen.
yeah. I look through the ingredients. What did we eat for dinner? I search the room. I look for the source of meat. I look for the vegetables. I look for everything.
Whatever it was in the stew. I mean, the stew's a mess. There's plates and things everywhere, but
There's got to be bones, though. There were no bones in the stew. Or are there bones in the stew that we didn't eat, like in the big pot?
yeah. Do you go rummaging through the pot?
I do.
Yeah. You dig to the bottom, and sure enough, you find some bones, small bones, maybe chicken bones, and then you see a skull sort of float to the top, a long, narrow rodent skull.
I sigh a deep sigh of relief.
Relief? Oh, you thought you ate Randall?
Yes. Rat stew.
No, just rat stew.
That's just what I would expect from a place like this. Okay. Something's going on. I head back upstairs to my aunt's room, poke my head in, and say, Auntie, before he died, what was Randall's favorite thing to do?
He loved to play with his friends. Nasty, dirty little kids down in the village, but
How far is the village?
well, it's hard to call it a village, but just a few hours.
Is that the
Didn't you
place?
just come from there today?
Yes. I met with a woman there. Large one. Walrusy.
I'm not role playing her incoherent
fine.
enough. She's like, yeah, she's rocking back and forth and muttering to herself. She answers your questions, but
Okay. I go to the barn and look for a shovel.
stables.
Yeah, stable.
Sure. There's a shovel.
Okay, I head over towards the graves.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see Heinrich there, by chance?
No.
I spend a few hours digging a grave
Where?
next to the Lord of the Manors. I never got his name, but Mr. Marmal.
Marmal, the Lord Marmal. Yeah, you don't have a first name.
Yeah.
All right, you dig a grave
Yeah,
for your aunt.
probably for Randolph. Hopefully not for my aunt. I stick the shovel in the mound of earth next to it. and head back inside. I look for a guest bedroom.
Yep, you can find one.
But I don't go in yet. There's something that's drawing. Where is Randall? I go back to the bed and feel it again. Is it still warm or is it cooled by now?
It's cooled.
Something was just in here. I head back outside to the graves.
Okay.
I go to where I saw the creature crawling down the wall.
Yeah, sure. That'd be the east side of the building.
You said it's been raining a
But
lot lately.
sure. Yeah.
The ground is soft. It's marshy.
Ground is soft. Yeah.
I look
This,
for
yeah,
prints,
this is
tracks.
yeah. This is the east side of the building, uh, just next to the kitchen, just below Randall's bedroom, and you see in the soft earth the footprints of a small human,
I follow the prints.
bare feet and hands,
I whip my.
walking on all fours.
I pull my shield into my left hand, candelabra in the right,
Mm-hmm.
sword at my side, and I follow the prints.
Yeah. Roll a wisdom check. I guess tracking with
Perception?
wisdom. Do you do tracking off of perception? Instead of wisdom?
I mean, it makes sense to me, but it's your campaign.
Sure.
I will abide.
Perception. I'll give you. It'd be -11, but plus bonuses.
I can't.
No.
No.
Let's see here.
Hold on, what are the bonuses exactly? -11? Oh, because I'm unproficient.
Oh, I get. Yeah. Right.
Softer muddy ground is +4. Every 2 creatures. Occasional, no. It's just +4.
Mm-hmm.
So -11 plus 4 is -7. So I get a 13.
Yeah. Yeah. So you follow the prints for a bit and then lose them, wander into the hills. I mean, do you turn back to the house? I mean, at this point, you look back and you can't see the manor house anymore.
What is before me if I gaze out into the distance?
It is a clear night. You can see the moon overhead, stars twinkling in the sky, the rolling hills, the moors. But you don't see much.
I didn't see any marks on the child. Maybe I didn't inspect closely enough. There could have been marks on him. I head back to the manor house. No, I head back to the stable. I get Fancy ready, and I bring her around the front, tie her to the post again. Is there another horse in the stables?
No, there's not.
Okay. Then I go get my aunt.
Okay. She's incoherent. I mean, she's in her bedroom.
Auntie, we're going on a trip. I need you to pack a bag. Just your favorite things.
My favorite things. I love all of my dresses.
Just
She seems to come out of her thing, or I don't know. She
Just-
stands up and.
You don't need to pack everything. Just what you'd like to wear for the weekend. We're only gone for a few days. Keep
She
it
starts
light.
pulling dresses off the shelf and throwing them onto the bed.
Okay. I wait in the room, shield still strapped to my arm, candelabra in hand. As she does this,
She proceeds to go through her dresses and removes like a dozen of them.
no, Auntie,
Lays them
Auntie,
on the bed.
we'll be gone just for a day or two. We need to leave soon, before the sun comes up. It's very early in the morning.
She's not packing.
Auntie,
Like,
Auntie,
you
I
can
go and
you
look
can
in the.
remove her from the room or throw some clothes together for her, but
No, I want to take a look in the wherever she's pulling her dresses from. If they're from a closet or a drawer, just take a
yeah,
quick glance in there, make sure that there's nothing out of the ordinary.
no, no,
Okay.
it's full of clothes.
I look for a bag or a suitcase of any kind.
Not in this room. You poke around, find a closet or something that has one in it.
Okay.
Sure.
I just stuff a couple of dresses into a backpack or a haversack or some sort of bag. I go over to where she keeps her jewelry and I just sweep it all in. Um, I glance around the room for anything that's obviously of great value. I mean, it is a manor house. She shouldn't be poor in her life.
No, the jewelry seems like it.
Okay.
There's a nice mirror.
Can't take the mirror. It's
Um,
too big.
some of the dresses are pretty nice but old.
No, it's fine. I throw the backpack over my shoulder and say, "Come on, Auntie. We have to go now."
But my things, and there's
No,
some
we'll be
protesting.
back. We'll be back. It'll be fine. We have to go now.
Yeah, there's some protesting, but you drag her barefoot into the night.
No, I stopped to get her some shoes. To get
All
her
right.
feet shod, and I make sure she's wearing clothing.
Okay.
And
Takes
I
some
give her a
doing.
nice warm. I make sure she finds like a nice big heavy warm cloak.
Yeah, a nice absurd fur coat,
Yeah.
and some riding shoes. This whole process takes probably another hour.
Oh God,
Um,
I
you
hurried
and your
along.
aunt and Fancy head out into the night. Do you ride the horse? Does she ride the horse?
We double ride.
All right. Roll a perception check.
We're getting out of here. 25.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're riding back towards town.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when you catch some lights out of the corner of your eye off in the moors, maybe a mile or so off the road.
I keep riding, but I keep an eye on the lights.
Yeah.
Do they get? Do they change distance?
No, they seem to be in one spot out there dancing in the
Okay.
hills.
I keep moving. I keep my eyes mostly on the road, but every 30 seconds or so, I'll take a glance at the lights.
Okay.
Um, if they seem to be getting closer, or if they change in a way, let me know. Otherwise, I ride until we get to the little village.
Okay. It takes you a couple of hours to get to the village. By horse, probably only maybe 2 hours, but it's dark.
Yeah.
There's no road. And it's been like 3-4 hours and you haven't made it to the village. You've lost sight of the lights.
Are we? The road is gone.
There was never a road. Remember, the road sort
Right.
of faded before you got to the.
I head eastward. If I can find the river, I should be able to find the dock, and if I can find the dock, I should be able to find the village. So I head east looking for the river.
Okay. You head east. All right, you head east and roll another perception check.
Fail, 16.
All right. You head east for maybe another half hour or so. When your aunt says, "Hey, look, it's those lights again."
I turn and look. Where are they?
Um, to your left,
So north?
you think, if you're heading the right direction.
How close are they?
They're only a couple hundred yards off.
I pick up the pace on the horse instead of like walking or whatever. I get it to move. Not gallop, but like trot, just like a little bit of a faster pace. Like go towards the river now, horsey. Fancy, we must get to the river.
Let me. Yeah, trying to. All right. You pick up the pace and head east towards the river. All right. Roll a perception check.
23.
All right. You hear a loud pop off to your left.
I look.
And you see a shape in the darkness in the night.
What sort of shape?
Off to the side of your horse. A quadrupedal creature.
Medium size, large size, small size?
Small.
I draw my
scurrying towards
sword
you.
and turn Fancy to face the creature, sword in hand.
So you do stop and you face it.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't think I stop. I turn her to face it, and I go towards it. I am not letting whatever demon this is get a hold of me.
All right.
Wait. Maybe I will...
Roll for initiative.
Okay. So I'm going towards it. Shit. No, I'm not going to draw my sword because I haven't rolled initiative yet. I'm going to reach in and grab some sand, and I'm going to color spray the shit out of this as I charge towards it.
All right. Roll for initiative.
That's a 10.
Including weapon speed?
Yeah, casting time is 1. It didn't
Okay.
get included accidentally.
All right. You can get your color spray off.
Okay. I gallop towards the thing, grab the sands, throw them in the air before me, and cry out, "Back, you fool!" Let's see. Podcast spell, cause a visit, blah, 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 blah. From 1 to 6 creatures in the area affect our order of decreasing distance from the wizard, increasing distance from the wizard. All creatures above the level or of the spellcaster, and all those of 6th level or 6 hit dice or more entitled to a saving throw. Blind or unseen creatures are not affected. Creatures not allowed or failing saving throws or whose hit dice or levels are less than or equal to the spellcaster's level are struck unconscious for 2d4 rounds.
Okay, so you go galloping at this creature, spewing color from your fingertips, and it goes flying, splayed on its back. Sprawled out, spread eagle before you is a small child. What looks like a small child.
My God. Auntie, stay here. And I dismount Fancy.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you dismount, you hear some other crackling like you did before. This time from behind you.
I glance over my shoulder real
Yeah.
quickly. Just real quickly.
You turn to see several more figures in the darkness, and you catch like a puff of smoke and one more materializing.
Holy shit. How far are they?
A couple dozen yards behind Fancy. Roll
Okay.
for initiative.
Oh fuck. We gotta get out of here, Auntie. 6.
6. What is your action? The one before you is stunned for whatever the maximum amount was.
I want to inspect. I'd want to do like a quick look at the body, see if there's any obvious signs or marks around its neck or anything, and then hop on Fancy and get the fuck out of there.
It looks it. You thought it was a child, but it doesn't look like a child. Its skin is gray and pale. It's got pointed ears.
Doesn't look like Randolph.
It's wearing human clothes. No, this doesn't look like Randolph.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I hop on the horse.
Yeah.
And get the fuck.
Did you have a source of light?
No, actually, I stopped. I left the candelabra back in the town, but I have infravision 60 feet, and it is a clear night.
Yeah, but yeah. All right. As you're running back to the horses, you see the creatures. They're muttering under their breaths. They're shifting and fading in the night. You can't tell how many there are, and they seem to be shifting and reappearing. One of them splits into 3 or something like that. You mount Fancy and ride off. Let's... One, two. All right. As one of them throws a fistful of something at you, I guess maybe you don't see this. Maybe a walnut shell strikes you in the back, and you have to roll a saving throw versus spell.
Oh God! 12 or higher. 12 or higher. 19. Oh, thank God.
Okay. Well, hold on, and roll one for. Well, let me roll a d. Ooh, roll one for Fancy as well.
11. Fancy fails.
Oh no, that's going to be the important one.
Oh God, Fancy. What happens to Fancy?
Yeah. I've got to roll for that. Your aunt, what's the saving throw for 0th level?
19, I think.
Okay, your aunt fails as well. Okay, you hear a whisper that sounds like it's like right in your ear. And where are you going, Mommy? As Fancy stands confused for one round, you mount Fancy and urge her to go, and she's same with your aunt. So roll initiative.
Gear.
You hear another voice right next to your ear. Come play with us.
11 initiative.
11 initiative.
Yeah. This is where I need my holy symbol of Bellum.
They close in on you. One more mutters to itself, whispering, and like proceeds to, in flash of smoke, burst into 3, and before you know it, you're surrounded.
3 of these things around me, or are there like 12
No,
like
me? Probably a dozen.
Okay.
Small,
just
all
around
on all fours. Yeah, they don't leap at you or anything, but they surround you. whispering and gibbering to themselves. Occasionally, one will cast their voice into your ear. Come with us. What do you do on your turn?
I will ready an attack. If anything makes an aggressive move or looks like it's going to throw something, I want to slash at it, but I'm not going to be the first one to initiate like deadly combat with them. So I will get my sword ready, look around, try and like with my legs urge Fancy on, while I say, "Back, foul demons! The power of Bellum compels you!"
Fancy freaks out and attacks the nearest creature. Your aunt does the same. I think the nearest creature for your aunt is going to be. Is she behind you, or is
She's
she
seated behind me.
So she smacks you. She rolls a 10.
That hits.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, you take like one temporary damage as she like bops you on the head. Fancy tramples one of these kids and like clears a path forward. Has like a flip out. Do you want to roll those rolls to hit?
Sure. 2 17s. Those are both, I want to say 20s actually. I think Fancy has 17 Thaco. That's a +3 to hit.
Does. Yes, she does.
So 10 AC would be critical.
They don't have 10 AC.
Okay.
No, they're nimble and agile. They go jumping out of the way, but Fancy still delivers a nasty kick. Roll D2s for damage.
2 points of damage.
Okay, that was 2 separate ones. Okay. She delivers a nasty kick in the face to one of them, and it goes splayed on its back. The other ones lunge away. They bare, sharp-pointed, yellowed teeth and glare at you with their... Yeah.
I guess that doesn't trigger
glowing eyes.
my prepared action, but...
No. We roll initiative.
Okay. 11.
They're slow to act, but not that slow. And a couple leap upon Fancy. Oh god. They roll well. What's Fancy's AC? Is
13.
I don't know, like 13 or something?
She has 2 HP. If they roll well, she's down.
She has 2 HP?
2 out of 9.
Yeah, only like 3 or 4, maybe 5. No, some of them have. No, the pack descends on Fancy, and
She becomes a fancy feast.
Drive at her with their little knives, and they bring her down.
They have knives?
Yeah,
Oh
they
my
have little
god.
knives. Or maybe claws. No, they dig into her with their claws. Either way, D2. They tear at Fancy. If I mean, it's like 4 points of damage, but I mean, you don't have any healing.
Hold on. Well, I'm just gonna keep track of her HP. All right,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Okay.
If you don't.
Yeah, so it was a 1, and then one of them was a critical. Which does
3.
2. So 3 total.
3 total. Okay. Oh, she's only at -1.
Okay.
Come on, Fancy. We can do this. My initiative is 11.
Mm-hmm.
So that Fancy falls. My auntie and I tumble off.
No, I think it's like a slow, like Fancy. Boom, boom. Roll a riding check.
20 total.
Chat thinks tiny knives are way creepier than the claws. 20 total.
Yeah.
So you fail. I don't know. You tumble off. Whatever.
Okay. Whatever. I want to drag my
yeah.
aunt behind me and swing my sword at one of these creatures.
Your aunt. She attacks a nearby creature. I'll let her. She kicks at one of the. She delivers. She actually. Auntie.
Auntie.
She just like Sparta kicks one of these little demon children and kicks it out of the way. You grab hold of her. She's confused, but you're able to like drag her out of the fray.
Okay.
Sword in one hand.
I swing the sword at one of these demon creatures.
Yeah, roll to hit. Where are you going? You can't leave us.
Natural 1.
Natural 1.
Saving
Oh,
throw is
saving
19 though. Okay.
Okay.
God, I wish I could have used that 19.
Mm-hmm.
So I, hack at one of these creatures, wildly missing. Keep my aunt behind me and start to take a few steps back, chanting, "The power of Bellum compels you! The power of Bellum compels you!"
Do you
Back!
have a turn undead power, or do you want to? We hadn't even established.
Oh, I totally would have a turn. I didn't even think of that. We didn't establish what my priestly power would be.
It's not relevant. They're
not undead.
I don't think they're undead. Roll initiative.
Nine. It's as low as it gets, almost.
Yeah, let's do a morale check. Is there no morale in the monstrous manual?
Yeah, it is. Morale should be listed just below everything else.
Oh, morale. Steady. But with penalties. No, they scurry away, seeing
the auntie kick one.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of them have gone down. I guess when your auntie kicked one, you saw a couple of them blinked out of existence. I mean, some of them are not real. Some of them are.
I thought as much.
Spirits, incorporeal. A couple of them conjure up massive flashes of light. Actually, can they blind with that? Yeah. Make a saving throw versus spell.
Pass.
Okay. All right. I mean, so some of them conjure these lights to distract you. They cast them upon you, but you resist. But the whole region is now just illuminated with bright lights. You can see these creatures in all their glory.
Describe them to me.
All of their pain. They're about the size of small children. They're wearing human clothes, and not in awful shape. But their skin is gray and sickly, and you can see thick blue-green veins throbbing.
How many
ears are pointed, and their teeth are sharp.
How many children did that woman back at the inn have? And do any of these look like them?
Roll an intelligence check.
15 for the intelligence check.
She had about maybe a half dozen kids.
28 on a perception check to identify see if these kids look like those kids.
I mean, their skin's gray and their ears are pointy. I mean, that tall one over there is missing the two front teeth. Is missing the two front fangs. Could be the same kids.
There might be a larger one around. Okay, but they are generally routing or fleeing.
Yes, they are withdrawing. I mean, they've still got a circle around you, but they drag their dead back. And
I want to stop them.
You can't leave
I chase after one that is dragging one of its dead away, and I want to swing at the one that is dragging it. I want one of these bodies.
Roll to hit.
5. I get a second attack at the end of the round, though.
Okay, this is the end of the round.
Another one! Oh my god.
Roll a saving throw versus death.
12 is a... What are my saves? 12 is a pass. My saves are, as a multi-classed fighter, cleric, wizard, my saves are incredible. They're incredible. 10, 11, 13, 15, 12.
Two rounds plus 1 round per. I think your aunt is confused for a while. I don't know what. Your aunt's going into a fit of rage, murdering small children. She just like kicks one of them in the teeth, sending it flying.
Nice.
So there's now I think there's 4. How long did your color spray last?
2d4 rounds, I believe. Hold on. 2d4 rounds, which I did not roll for. Let's roll it now. 5 rounds.
Okay. So there's 4 down, 5 including the one you knocked unconscious. There seems to be more down than there are dragging. I mean, some of them have conjured phantasms of themselves. But
okay, well, I want to roll for initiative, if you don't mind.
yeah.
13.
The one that you swung at lunges for you.
12 AC.
Yeah. You shrug it off with your shield, scraping at you with its tiny knives. Anti-confusion. She is lucid. And I think she breaks acting normally is probably not what you want, is it?
Probably not.
Oh God, what have I done?
Auntie!
Randolph!
Behind me, Auntie! It's not Randolph!
You see 3 Randolphs. But upon his auntie recognizing him, the 3 merge into 1. Come play with me, mother. Come play with me. And I think she goes to him and attempts to cradle him in her arms.
He gets like a free attack at +4. Or some bullshit.
Is that what he does?
Well, I mean, she's making an unarmed attack against him. Yeah. He's got a weapon. Attack of opportunity at +4.
No.
No.
Come play with me, mother. Come play. Have you gone yet?
No, I haven't gone yet.
All right, you can go. The one before you lunged at you and missed. There are seven. This one has mirror entities of itself, but you've gathered as such.
Yeah, I figured it was a mirror image type spell.
Mm-hmm.
In proximity to me, where's the Randolph? Is he melee range, or do I need to move?
No, he's like 15 yards to the left. Your auntie has walked towards him.
15 yards?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Okay, I'm going to make a dual wielding attack. I'm going to slash with my sword at the creature before me, move to Randolph, and bat him with my shield.
All right, roll to hit at -2.
14 at the one before me.
No.
No? Are you serious?
Yeah, that's a miss. The kid tumbles out of the way, and there's also a mirror entity on top of it. Like you've got no. Not in a million years are you hitting these things.
Oh God.
Except for your auntie, who can roll like natural 18s, 19s, and 20s every time.
Okay.
And fancy. So far, none of them have. I will, for the record, say that none of them have been murdered. Right? They're all just unconscious, splayed out before you.
Sure.
Do you still run over to Randolph, or do you want to punch the one that's next to you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go towards Randolph. I'm gonna spin around this guy and run at Randolph and try and bat him with my shield.
Yeah, he does take an opportunity attack, but misses.
Okay. Shield punch. No. And I yell, "Auntie, it's not him! It's not him!" Spooky combat music on repeat.
Spooky music on, but it's not combat music.
No, I don't hear any music.
I figured the battle was over, but
Oh, I hear no music.
yeah, I just stopped it. Fine.
Well, as you please. No, as you please. I just thought that it was not on the repeat function.
No, Auntie's lucid. She takes Randall up in his arms. He whispers something in her ear, and she starts walking into the moors. Roll initiative. Do you?
$14.
14. No. She walks away into the darkness.
Do I lose sight of her?
She goes out of the light radius. Yeah, I mean, she can move, 120 yards?
Yeah.
Over the course of the minute.
So I'm fighting this creature, trying to beat it back. I try and knock over the Randall, and I miss.
No, she picks up Randall.
Right. But that was after I tried to shield punch him, and then she walks off as I'm...
This is the next round. She picks him up in her arms.
God.
Walks into the darkness. The remaining couple struggle to drag their fallen comrades away, but there's still a few bodies lying about.
I want to...
What do you do?
I won't approach the one that I initially struck unconscious with color spray if he's being dragged away.
No, he was not dragged away. He's still there unconscious. There is still an eerie source of light.
Okay, if that one is still unconscious, but is not being dragged away, I take the horse saddle blanket off the horse, lay it on the ground, and wrap the kid up in it. Wrap the strange monster in the blanket. Oh shit, my horse is down.
Your horse is down.
Okay. I will lay it on the ground and put one foot on it, kind of like a standing foot. Keep my sword and shield up, and I guess I can't take a reaction. That was probably a lot of actions right there. I couldn't.
So how are you finishing things up?
I want to sit and defend myself and my horse and this bundle, this creature I have wrapped in this bundle.
All right.
It looks like everything else is retreating, so I'm content to just let them slowly flee. Oh shit, the horse should have bled out a few rounds for now.
Can you cancel a continual light?
I do not think so. I think it is permanent.
Is there now just a permanent magical light?
You know, it seems to me that it should be cancelable, otherwise the world... What? Does it specifically say it can't?
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I think it should be something you can dispel, otherwise the world will just be peppered with spots that are always bright. You know? You could have some wizard just come into town like, perpetual light in your bedroom! Ha ha! Fuck you! You're never gonna get to sleep now! And then run away. I mean, I guess you could still have people do that, but... You know, people casting continual light spells all over the place would just... It would be... The world would be nightmarish.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great plan, though. I'm going to get a continual light spell, and I'm going to do that to someone. But I'll do it during the day. I'll cast continual light in their bedroom during the day, and then when they go to bed later, it'll just never get dark.
So behind you, the children drag their fallen comrades back into the darkness.
Okay.
You have this one wrapped up in a blanket that eventually wakes up in your arms and lashes
Well,
out.
it's on the ground, and I have a foot on it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the idea of wrapping it up in a blanket would be so that if it wakes up, it can't really move or attack. That's like the
Okay.
the,
I mean,
the
it's
straight
somewhat
jacket of the
restrained,
day.
but it's flailing.
Yeah.
All right. What is your goal here? It's just you and this creature. The rest have dissipated.
Fancy bleeds another. By my calculations, she's at -5.
Okay.
I want to drag Fancy's hindquarters over this blanket to trap the creature, unless it can actually like lift Fancy. So I
Okay,
kind of like want to
roll-
leave it here and then just like shove
Roll
it
and
under the
opposed
horse.
strength. Oh.
16.
That's pretty awful, but you're fine. Yeah, the creature's struggling, but it's weak. All you had to do is, yeah,
All right.
beat it.
Cool.
So you drag the creature to Fancy.
I try and get Fancy's
Yeah,
back
you put
quarters up over it and
Yeah, you put the creature under Fancy and managed to keep it restrained.
okay. Then for the next round, Fancy gives that -6 now. I want to try and bind Fancy's wounds.
Yeah. Roll an
Don't
intelligence
die
check.
on me! Don't die on me, horsey!
Roll an intelligence check.
D20 plus, is it another 12? It's always another 12. 27.
Okay. So you're able to stop the bleeding. Um. Roll. Like, how do you put a horse on top of a? You like wedged it between Fancy's legs or something, but
Kind of like I wanted to lift up Fancy's hindquarters just a little bit and then like shove the creature under there so the hindquarters are just like sitting on it. And I'm going to take a few more minutes of like getting my feet against the creature and then lifting with my hands and pushing with my feet to like scoot the creature definitely under Fancy. So like the weight of the, I'll take like 10 minutes and get it situated so the creature is trapped by the horse.
all right, fair enough.
Okay. Then I.
So you've
sit
got this
down.
writhing and hissing child. Let me go! Let me go!
I kick it in the head until it falls unconscious.
Okay.
But hopefully not dead.
I'm trying to think if there's a way that I can make that a possibility, but this is D&D. I guess you can just.
I mean, if I end up bringing it to the negatives, I'll bind its wounds.
Yeah.
But I kick the creature unconscious. Or I'll just slap it around with the flat of my sword, doing non-lethal damage until it knocks
You
unconscious.
slap the child around with the flat of your blade.
Yeah.
I think the light gets cast out after a couple of minutes.
Sure.
Someone dispelled it, and you're left alone in the darkness with this hissing child.
I don't knock it unconscious eventually.
Yeah, you're not going
Okay,
to
cool.
unconscious. Roll a perception check.
Oh god. I think I'm being a little risky here. 31.
Okay. So a few minutes pass, and then you hear some scurrying outside
Shit.
of your vision.
They've come back? Fuck this shit. Sorry,
You've-
Fancy.
You hear a give us back our friend. Can Dylan come and play?
I dig into Fancy's saddlebags as I kiss the horse gently on the rump. You were a good mount. I dig out my quill, my vial of ink, my half vial of perfume. I quickly toss them in the backpack that has all of my aunt's stuff in it. Throw the backpack over his shoulder and take off to the east.
Hey, Fancy's not dead.
But if they're coming back and I can't hit them, and a bunch of those guys were unconscious and now they're all back, I can't fight them all. There's no way. So I just take off.
You see the glowing eyes surrounding you in the darkness as you wander to the east.
Do they surround me?
No. They let you leave.
Okay.
And I think that's where we'll wrap it up.
Whew. That was an excellent Halloween special, Brian. That was spooky as shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at pulling this weird shit out of my ass, aren't I? And that's gonna be isn't it?
Yeah, that's.
I don't know. I didn't realize. I don't. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody. We'll see you next week with some more Dicing with Death. I don't think we're going to see
I was
Ryan.
not expecting your character to survive, but...
Well, we did. He turned out to be much less of an asshole than I intended him to be.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's that. We won't be seeing Ryan for shenanigans this Sunday, I don't think.
Probably not, no.
But we will be streaming after this if you're watching it live. If you're watching the VODs on YouTube, this is the end. You can go away. But do remember, we're doing a 144-hour marathon stream in November 18 through 23.
Oh, XP.
Oh, experience. Yeah, don't leave yet.
Yeah. Actually a lot.
Is it...
How many of those should I give you credit for beating up? Should I make you share with Fancy and your aunt?
Fancy's dead and my aunt has gone over to the enemy's side, so I think I have experience for defeating all of them.
All right. So you get, I guess you're multi-class, so you need all the experience you can get.
Yeah. 4,500, so I can level up as a cleric?
Even. I think there were 7. I'm going to say there were 7. Times 175 gets you 1,225 for beating up the children. Let's do another... Let's make it just an even 100 for slaying the Johnson boys.
Okay.
Let's do 250 for figuring out, I don't know, the boy and the husband were dead, all the mysteries around your aunt's manor. Another 100 for uncovering the mystery of Ratcleaver stew.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No, I can't think of any combat or quest XP. Are we ever going to revisit this manor and everything? I'd considered burning it to the ground, but I thought it would be a nice set piece to play with in the future.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know.
That dwarf
I don't have
is
any more
spooky
plans.
as shit.
Yeah.
I have so many questions and I want to ask you, but I kind of want to save the answers for later.
Yeah. I think you'd be disappointed with how few answers there are. But let's leave the mystery and we can pretend that
Okay. So that is 558 experience per class.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means I only need to do this twice more to level up as a cleric, or 3 times more to level up as a fighter, or 4 times more to level up as a wizard.
It's gonna be a rough go at it. Like this is a pretty roleplay heavy episode, or
Yeah.
whatever you have it, mystery heavy episode.
If I was a cleric, I would have leveled already, but I'm
Mhm.
not. So this will be fun. Also, my aunt is missing now, off with these kids, and she's super delirious.
You were supposed to die. You were supposed to wind up in one of the many grape dungeons, and
Well, you didn't send any eels after me, Ryan.
yeah, I had planned on there being a pool full of eels somewhere, but we'll get to it next time.
We'll get to it next time. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye bye.